low on the screen because I had to get set up for tonight. You guys know what that means. All right, let's see if we get some screen time here. So I got to kind of look over the camera, and we'll get myself a little more centered as we finish the early evening. Let's put it that way. So let's see if I can see my screen. TikTok, 30 seconds. Come on, YouTube. Let's go. Sometime today. I know I'm live. Come on, YouTube. There we go. Finally, 40 seconds in.
This is the equivalent of 70
forgot to do that.
Sitting right on your shelf for times when you need them most.
There we go. There's the mute. And let's close the ad. And okay, and I can see me. And okay, so I see some 5x5s. I can't read it on my screen. Sorry, it's too small. And I can't see the computer. There we go. All right. So I see a bunch of 5x5s. That's good. All right. Happy Tuesday, guys. I'm finally feeling a little better. I'm going to apologize if I sneeze in the middle of a live stream or if I have to blow my nose. Okay. Hopefully it shouldn't happen too long. The flu, cold, whatever the hell I have finally broke about yesterday morning, somewhere thereabouts. So good enough that I was able to bowl last night. Let's put it that way. So I'm better. My plan today was to plant my onions. Then, of course, it had to pour rain all day. So that didn't happen. So I did something a little productive, if you will, that I've been putting off for a while, but I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I know, kind of strange. I wound up putting up 3 videos by lunch today, right? It was a busy morning. It's kind of funny because if you guys saw the video I did on Oregon, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday last week, thereabouts, with the farming and gardening, the small cattle ranchers, got 3 cows, and all that sort of stuff. Apparently, a lot of people watched it, like there's over 200,000 views on that video, which is absolutely crazy for this channel. I haven't had anything go over 100,000 in 2 years. It was like, okay, that was good. But I got such a kick out of the trolls, the liberals that came out. Stop trashing my state. This isn't true. Now, anybody that's watched this channel knows that when I talk about something, unless I state it's completely opinion, I put the links in the description to verify what I'm talking about. And then I've said to everybody, I said, keep going on doing your own research on this. But it was, and I would say, it's typical. It's the, half of 1% of people that are idiots, liberals, that were, stop trashing my state. This isn't true. Yeah, it was. But the funny part was when I'd see these comments this afternoon, and again, I didn't have a whole lot to do today because it was pouring rain. So I was reading comments. It's like, watch your video from last Thursday or Wednesday or whatever it was, and say, this has been repealed. I'm like, yeah, no shit. If you would have watched my video this morning, you would have seen that I told you it was repealed this morning or yesterday. Okay. I just, and these are the people that, as preppers, we need to pay attention to. Okay. You guys know a lot of what I talk about. I'd say 80 to 85% on this channel is probably current events to keep everybody aware. And a lot of the stuff I talk about is things that CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, yada, 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 doesn't talk about. Okay. Current events that, oh my God, it doesn't fit the narrative. We can't talk about it. But we need to know about it. And I laughed at the people today that were like, this isn't true. Well, it was 6 days ago. And I told you this morning that things had changed, but you didn't bother to pay attention. Current events mean current, okay? It's one of those things where, holy shit, Joe Biden won the 2020 election and it was cheating? I didn't realize it. But yeah, you know what? That happened 3.5 years ago. Might want to get current on those current events. Just hilarious. But that is what we are up against, guys. The people that do not realize what is going on right now and try to go, oh my God, this was Buffy, Miffy, Chad. We have to deal with, this guy said this last week. Yeah. And last week, that was what was going on. Okay. Just kind of silly stuff. So, humorous. So, yeah, that was kind of funny today. So, in other words, yeah, to the clueless out there, wake up. All right. So, for me, I've been having fun. I kind of wanted to hope I kind of hope we can have a little bit of fun tonight, just with something that I enjoy. Like I said earlier, it's something that I've put off for a while. Maybe you guys are like me, maybe you're not. I don't know, but when I get in the car, truck, okay, I like to have driving music, okay? Things I like to drive to. I do the speed limit. I don't do anything, but I like driving music, okay? I don't want to be put to sleep when I'm driving. Don't get me wrong, okay? As silly as this is going to sound, it may. I love old Simon and Garfunkel. I love old Neil Diamond. Ironically, if they're the two groups, if you will, that I've seen the most concerts to are AC/DC and Neil Diamond. Figure that one out, okay? That's my musical taste. So I spent my day, or a couple hours at least, downloading some songs that I needed to add to my playlist. And I've probably got 800, 900 songs in my playlist. And I needed to find some more, some that I may have missed, So, I picked up a little bit of Foghat. What did I pick up? Some Johnny Cash, some stuff that I didn't have on there, things like that. So multiple genres, it's kind of going back to the 60s and 70s today, songs that I like. And so I kind of wanted to, maybe if you guys want to, because again, we'll go into Q&A and you guys can ask me whatever the hell you want. But talk about music a little bit, just because it's something that I enjoy and it gets my mind away from the political bullshit that's going on all day long. So we'll see what you guys say. All right, I'll throw a question out to you, and don't answer this right now. Answer this when we go into Q&A. But I'm going to throw a question for you guys. Y'all know I am a huge fan of 80s rock and roll, okay? And whether you want to call it hair metal or hard rock or whatever it would be, okay? So, think of the genre of Van Halen to Motley Crue to whoever, okay? Who would you say, what band would you say was the biggest influence on 80s rock? Okay, which this ought to bring up some interesting conversations, okay? Because there's a few that I believe that were the biggest influence, but I want to see if anybody out there agrees with me. And the one I think is the biggest influence, I'm betting a lot of people probably haven't heard of, but we'll see. Okay, so all right, yeah, that was 10 minutes worth of me running my mouth. Okay, so Yeah, Metallica. Metallica was 90s, guys. Okay. Yeah. And I also said, wait till we get to Q&A. All right. And no, that's not part of the contest. So no, you're not going to do anything. All right. Let's get into the fun to start the night. And I'm going to give you a little bit of heads up here. You might want to make plans for Saturday because there's something that's sitting next to me here. That's about 4 feet away from me. That's about 3.5 feet high. That you're going to probably see something about Thursday or Friday. 3.5 feet tall, guys. That we're going to give away on Saturday. Okay, so that ought to be fun. Something you guys have never seen before. Okay, completely new. Okay. Ought to be fun, but pay attention for that one. All right, so let's get into tonight's giveaway. As you know, was it yesterday morning? Maybe it was Sunday morning. I don't remember. A couple of days ago, within the last couple of days. Elliot and the folks over at Willbots are giving away a couple more of these solar coolers, the AquaPower Lion coolers. I love this thing. It's sitting right here. Okay. Great cooler for whatever you want. Okay. And you all saw the deal where Elliot's giving us 50% off on it if you want one. And we're going to give away 2 of them tonight. So I'm going to remind everybody of all of these things again. We're going to pull this up in the live drawing, as you see. To be a valid entry, it has to have 2 things. The state in which you live has to be the lower 48, okay? And it has to have the team you expected to win the NCAA men's tournament, okay? As I said in the video the other day, I hope to God you check to see if your team was still alive in the Sweet 16, because if your team isn't alive in the Sweet 16, it ain't a valid entry. Okay. And I've got on the screen, because I'm not a basketball fan, to make sure that I can check to see that it is. Okay. Some I'm going to know, but, you know, it'd probably be 6 of the 16. That's the first part, okay? Again, must be present to win. That's an always thing, so the person will have 3 minutes to get in there. The other thing is, as I've said, God, what are we going on, 4 or 5 months now, to make sure that your name that you commented on matches the name that you're in the chat room on. Again, my house, my rules. Don't tell me that Mary Jane is the same as Sweet Onion Susie. Doesn't make a difference. Don't care. Okay. The next part is when the mods put it up and I say it, because I know there's a delay between when I say it and the mods put it up. Okay. Once you see the mods say no more comments, that means no more comments, because the mods are going to boot you. You are done. Okay. Goodbye for a week. That's it. Right. Sorry, this isn't anything, that part isn't anything new. I've done that for a year at this point. If you're new to the channel, sorry, that's how it works. The reason is there are right now over 2,000 people in here. I have to find that one name saying, I'm here. I don't need a slot machine in the chat room, okay? If you make a comment, the mods will be and they are extremely good. I have some very experienced mods in here that know what to do. They will toss you on your ass real quick. Be polite to everybody else. You don't want your name missed because somebody else chatted. So don't do the same to somebody else. So, all right, let's get over here to the random comment picker, and I'm going to YouTube moved it again. There we go. Okay, let's swap the screen. All right, so you guys can see. YouTube random comment picker. We have the link from the other day. We're going to fetch. We do not include replies, as I said in the video the other day. Primary comments only. So if you did not put in your primary comment everything to qualify, it's not a valid entry. If it's just a good morning comment, and that's the one that's pulled up, sorry, that's not a winner. We do not allow duplicates. Everybody gets one entry. So let's see how many we have. And we will let this tick on along. And hey, what do you know? They're not stopping. So and we're 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, we know for sure that we have a whole bunch of people that entered because we had 2,409 comments, but there's only 2,103 of you in here right now. So that would be it. All right. At this point, do not comment, otherwise you're tossed. Mods, put it up. Okay? And as soon as I see that come across, as soon as I see the mod say, okay, there's Jacob saying stop. Prep Rebel saying stop. Robert saying stop. Wait for one more moderator to say this so nobody can say, I didn't notice. Okay. There you go. Bass Ackwards. Okay. Anybody that comments after Bass Ackwards, you're done. Okay. Ashley said stop. Okay. There's another moderator. That's good. Okay. All right. So let us pick our first winner, or hopefully. And we have T. Price, Washington State, where they live, and Purdue. That is a valid entry because I know for sure that Purdue is in here. And if we look at there it is. Nope, sorry. There it is. There's Purdue right there. Okay, there's Purdue. Purdue is still in here. So T. Price in Washington State. I'm going to flip this over so you guys don't look at the forever. T. Price, you have until 8:20 to say you are here. T. Price is here. There we go. And look at that. It's even T. Price. Good. All right. T. Price is our first winner. Congratulations. T. Price, what I need you to do is email me, pinballpreparedness@mail2world.com, your name, physical mailing address, not post office box because it comes FedEx, and your phone number, and I will get that to Elliot tonight, okay, if you get it to me tonight. And hopefully that'll go out in the mail by this weekend, or the end of the week. Elliot's usually pretty good within a couple of days. Got to get a hold of him. He's in Paris. Okay. But yeah, by the beginning of next week, by this time next week, you should have a new Lion cooler in your possession. So let's find winner number 2. And I'm going to flip the screen again. And there we go. And we will close out of that one. All right. Now, guys, I'm going to say this again. I see all the congratulations stopping in there. Mods, again, everybody tell everybody to stop chatting. I see Jacob saying it. I see Robert. I'm going to wait for a couple more. No more. Wait. Cat Lady. Okay. Prep Rebel, Ashley, Jacob. Good. Everybody after Bass Ackwards. Robert. Good. Okay. All right. Everybody stop chatting. I'm liking this. You guys are finally catching on. Good. Okay. Let's pick winner number 2. And we have, well, that's not a winner. An engineered destruction and tyrannical takeover in the making doesn't do anything. So sorry, SSR, that's not a valid entry. And we'll try again. Justin Henderson, and that's not a valid entry. Oh, sorry. Trying again. Highlands Homestead here in North Central Florida. I don't know if I looked it up correctly, but I'll choose Tennessee. Well, I know for sure Tennessee is in here because right there, whoops. Well, let's see if we can get this to unhighlight. Right there is Tennessee. Oh, I'm sorry, right there is Tennessee in the Sweet 16. So we are there. So Highlands Homestead, that is a valid entry. So let's see if Highlands Homestead is here. You have until 8:23, and I will flip this over so you guys aren't looking at craziness. Highlands Homestead. All I need you to do is say, I'm here. And yes, no, I'm not breaking my diet. It's 0 sugar Coca-Cola. Highlands Homestead. Oh, I hate when this happens, when people aren't paying attention. This is what I said. We had 2,100 people in here and 2,400 entries. And how many times have you all seen this happen? I mean, it kills me every time, but what really gets me is when they are big prizes, multiple $1,000 prizes that people are like, oh crap, but Highlands Homestead, okay, you're down to 2 minutes. Well, guys, hang tight. Now, I'll give you this. They may be waiting for their 90 seconds to time out. Okay. But as Jacob says there, TikTok, yes, my moderators are allowed to comment. Robert with the clock. And we are ticking along. Highlands Homestead, come on. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Well, we're down to 1 minute, Highlands. Oh, there he is. Okay, Highlands Homestead, waiting for the 90 seconds. Good. Okay. Congratulations. All right, Highlands Homestead, same for you. Congratulations. You are now the new, proud, soon-to-be owner of a AccuPower Lion Cooler. I need you to email me your name, address, physical, like I said before, phone number, and I will get that to Elliot, and you will have a nice new solar-powered cooler, 52-quart cooler, heading your way this week. Congratulations. All right, let me move this to where it is not behind a pile of books, and I can get myself a little more centered. Give me a second, and let me readjust everything here. Get rid of the stupid ad part, so I can see the chat room. Okay. All right. Yay. All right. So adding to people's preps, which is fun, because I think we're pushing, we haven't got there yet, but we're pushing $200,000 worth of prizes that we've given away on this channel so far. Just giving you this. Okay. And that is in great thanks to the folks at Willbots, the folks at Mango Power, the folks at Opus, the e-bike companies that we've talked to. I mean, we've had quite a lot of support for the prepping community and things that we can do. And you guys know very well that one of the reasons, well, a couple of the reasons. First off, I want you guys to see good products. Honestly, you have no idea the stuff that people ask me to review. I mean, I've told you about women's underwear and stuff like that, and I just ignore that sort of stuff. Or, hey, here's our software. No, okay. But products that have been sent to me that are junk, okay, and I send it back, okay. I mean, I'm not going to do a review. I'm not going to say to you guys, hey, this is something you might want to consider. But one of the greatest things I enjoy is showing you guys good products that are, in my opinion, worthwhile getting. And I know people bitch all the time, oh, the only reason you do this is so you get free stuff. No, actually, you know what? The stuff I have, I've paid for it, okay? You guys have seen my setup. I paid for that. The other stuff gets given away, gets donated, gets given to people to help them. that sort of stuff, and then you guys get the giveaways. So, am I going to say that no, I didn't get a Delta Pro? No, I got one. Okay, the second one I bought, and all four of the generators I bought. Okay, yeah, not going to say I don't get some, but most of the stuff I get gets given away. So that was good. All right, let's get into Q&A. Let's have some fun. It's 8:25, so we have 35 minutes in here. And I'm going to give you the deals. If you have questions for me, please put them all in all caps. It's the only way it's getting read. Okay. Just like every other YouTube channel, it just makes it easier for me to get through the chat room. The only requirement I have, and you guys all know this unless you're new, you must be polite in your comments. No disparaging remarks to other people in the comment section or chat room. None to me. Okay. The one thing I have zero patience for is rudeness. You guys, those of you that have been here by long enough know me. I don't coddle anybody. I don't care. Okay. Deal with it. Feelings don't matter. Okay. You want to be an ass? Goodbye. All right. Simple as that. All right. We deal in reality here. So, all right. Let us get into Q&A, and I'm going to go up here. And if you guys want to answer my question to music, we will go into it. Get now. So we'll go in here, but just have some fun. All right. So after all the transactions, Teresa Kennedy, Pantera, Walk. Yes, actually, Phil Anselmo and I, Phil Anselmo, when he was a kid, lived about a block and a half away from me. He lived in the suburbs of Chicago before he moved to California. His little brother, Steve, and I were friends. I played baseball against Phil. But Cowboys from Hell would be my favorite song. So, yeah. But Walk is a good one. Do not get me wrong. But Cowboys from Hell is my favorite. Prep Rebel says, I bought one of those units and tested it. The cooler freezer rocks. Yeah, oh yeah, trust me. I love this damn thing. And I've had mine for almost 2 years now. And it stays plugged into the wall right behind me. It's a good soda cooler, beer cooler for what it's used now. I mean, not the beer because I can't have it. But it's great for that. Or when the power goes out and I've got stuff in the freezer, I could move it here if I needed to, but that was the plan before I had everything set up. It's again, prepping is a journey. It is not a destination. This was my solution before I had my whole power set up. And it works. If you're getting started, it ain't huge, but let's say, for example, oh, you've got medicine. Let's go back to the book 1 second after. You've got insulin that you need to keep cold and the power goes out. There you go. Okay. That was the original reason why I love this thing, was for medicine, antibiotics, insulin, whatever stuff that needs to be kept cold. You guys know it. Okay. Linden Drive, the boat that hit the FSK, Francis Scott Key Bridge, is owned by BlackRock. That I didn't know. Okay. There you go. BlackRock, another one of our favorite friends to the country, right? I hope you guys realize that a lot of what I talk about on this channel is sarcastic. Okay. Jay Lane, Kansas and Kiss. No, those both. I'll say Kansas is a better musical band. Kiss is a better stage show, my opinion. Okay. But no, I don't think those are the influenced 80s rock. Motorhead, not even close. Nice try, Charlie. Paladin 1, how do I think the ship bridge collapse will affect the economy? Well, it's going to be huge. If you have anything that you're looking, if you've ordered a new car, you can expect car dealers to have big problems with cars on a lot. If you're a farmer, tractors, tractor parts, anything that, oh, gee, comes from China, well, you have a big problem, okay? Because the Port of Baltimore is a huge port for imports of a lot of automotive products. Car parts, we might have a problem, okay? And this goes back to many things that I have said in the past about, do you have spare parts? I'm not saying go out and buy a spare transmission or something, but do you have brake pads, brake shoes, oil filters, yada yada yada? Okay, the regular maintenance you have to do on your car. Hopefully, you have those in your garage, shed, barn, wherever, that you have backups, because you can always go to your mechanic and go, gee, I need my brakes replaced, and I have the parts, because if you bought them a year ago, guaranteed you got them cheaper than you're going to get them now. And after what happened overnight, you got them cheaper than they're going to be now. But yeah, the big thing on that is the automotive industry is going to get kicked in the balls. In the 80s, music in the 80s, the Ramones. Yeah, the Ramones had a couple of good songs that I liked, don't get me wrong. Robert Steffens, the band influencing the 80s is T-Rex. Yeah, not the one that I'm thinking, but I'd say yes, T-Rex was a good influence on the 80s bands. Okay, agreed. Jasper Knowles, ZZ Top, late 70s band, but they were probably bigger. They hit the big time in the 80s. It's funny, ZZ Top just played here in town about a week ago. Concert with Leonard Skinner, Ask Mountaintop Preps, because they got to go, and he didn't invite me, tell me about it, to go get tickets. So let's see. Susan Musser, Queen. Well, no, I wouldn't. Queen was a recipient. Queen, it's hard to fit into a genre, because Queen went everywhere from rock to disco to whatever it was. Freddie Mercury was a chameleon, no question. But no, they weren't the influence, if you will. They were a recipient. Ironically, Queen was the first rock concert I ever saw. Was it 1980? 1980. I think the tour was the Game Tour. So Another One Bites the Dust. I believe it was either 80 or 81. I saw them at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Scott McHugh, Pinball. I hope Saturday's prize is a pallet of silver bars 3 feet high. Yeah, don't I wish? Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot of bullion companies that have ever contacted me saying, hey, you know what? You want to review our silver and gold? And I'd be like, sure, send me a gold bar and, one to give away. I wish. And so, okay. Mama Bear, AC/DC. No, they not an influencer. Okay. Though they started in 1973. I will give you that. Okay. Guns N' Roses. No, Guns N' Roses definitely a recipient. Wendy Cosmo, Def Leppard, also like Rubber Band Man for a driving song. Def Leppard started in the late 70s. Don't quote me on this, but I believe High and Dry was their first album. Maybe it was no, God. Damn, there was one more. I can't think of what the album was before. For some reason, I got Ride the Lightning stuck in my head, and that's Metallica. Not sure, but no, they were not the influencer. Def Leppard was actually the biggest recipient to the rock. If you guys don't know this story, If you all know who Billy Squire was, okay. Remember Billy Squire and his, I think it was Emotions in Motion was his album. Billy Squire was offered the soundtrack that Pyromania, Def Leppard's huge hit, came on, which Pyromania was the shift from pop music to hair metal, whatever it would be. And Billy Squire turned it down. He wanted to stay more pop rock. And then, of course, Def Leppard got the song list and the contract and everything like that and changed music forever. So, yeah, Billy Squire. I cannot see Billy Squire doing half the songs that were on Pyromania by any means, but yeah, no. Crystal clear, besides garlic, this is what I love. We go here. Okay. Besides garlic, what have I planted in my garden so far? My garlic is in, obviously, in the fall. My cabbage is already in. My broccoli has not got to my first set of my broccoli is ready to go in. I'm sorry. Because of me being sick, it's getting too big. It'll go in here as soon as it dries up. My broccoli should be in. So cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, any other brassicas you have should be in the ground by now, at least in my zone, 6B, 7A. My beets do not have their first set of true leaves. As soon as they do, which I'm hoping will be sometime this week, those should probably go in the ground. My guess is in the next week to 10 days. My onions, which are all sitting here. There's about 300 of them sitting in front of me on the kitchen table waiting to go in. Those were supposed to go in today. They will go in here in the next couple of days. So brassicas by now for me are in. There's not a whole lot that's going in for the next 3 weeks, okay, other than my onions and my brassicas. Okay. Amish at Heart, most influential band, Sabaton. I've never heard of them. Okay. And Van Halen. Van Halen is a late 70s band. They at that point, you'd say Van Halen was, Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin or whatever kind of introduced. I'm talking not necessarily prior to them, but the genre. Okay. Mimi, love the 80s bands. All great music. Room decorated all out, including the ceiling with Kiss and AC/DC. My very first records. Wild Cherry, there's a good one. From Mingo Junction was a local Ohio Valley favorite. Wild Cherry was a good band. It's a very unknown band, but if you go listen to some Wild Cherry music, I'm still waiting for somebody to pull the band out. Woohoo, I love 80s music. How about Whitesnake? Yeah, David Coverdale. I mean, for all those of you guys that are old enough, remember Tawny Katane dancing around, rolling around on the car, everything like that. Tawny Katane's dead. Okay, that tells if you want to know how old you are. Okay, sad. I mean, she was the pinup girl, if you will, for all those who graduated high school. I mean, I graduated high school in the greatest year ever, 1984. Okay, but yeah, Whitesnake, another band I love. D. Moback, Mazzy Star, another one I've never heard of. Rita Lowry, Journey with Steve Perry, love them. I saw Journey in concert 82, 83. I went to a lot of concerts in high school. I mean, and I'll give you this real quick, as silly as it is. I delivered newspapers from the time I was 11, the Detroit News, afternoon paper, doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So, got out of school, came home, got on my bicycle, and delivered newspapers. I've told you guys that story before. And concert tickets back then were $17.50 for good seats, and I get concert tickets to a lot of concerts. I remember going to see Journey. I want to say it was 82. Had to be before 84. So, because 85 I was in the Army. Let's see. A couple of repeat comments. Mallory Fay, please tell us all about the April 8th eclipse. What are the facts that are not typical for an eclipse? Okay. This has got to be the stupidest panic I've seen in my life. Because we have eclipse. We had one, 2000, we had one, 10, 12 years ago, something like that. Oh my God, you need to buy food and, don't travel. And the reason is not because there's some sort of terrible, the world's going to blow up because of it. The reason they're worried about it, calling out the National Guard, because traffic's going to get big. People want to fly to that 100-mile strip that, you're going to be able to see the whole thing. Hotels are going to be booked, and there's going to be a lot of lines at fast food joints and maybe in the grocery stores. BFD. The eclipse lasts 5 to 10 minutes. Who cares? Okay. Do I care? I may see part of it if it's not cloudy. I mean, you got people that are spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to buy plane tickets to Hot Springs, Arkansas, or I don't know, Indianapolis, whatever, wherever the path is, from Texas through to Maine. And, paying exorbitant rates for hotels and yippee. You know what? I'll see whatever I see from my front yard, because you're going to see it in most of the country. You'll see at least partial. Okay. And guess what? If you really care about watching the moon go in front of the sun, you can probably watch it that afternoon on the internet. Okay. It's way overblown. All right. Van Halen rocks Jethro Tull, another good band. AC/DC, yes, but ZZ Top, okay. Kathy WCO, any tips on growing beets? I can't grow them for the life of me. The best, I've done it both ways. Okay, direct seeding is one thing, and what I find with beets, it doesn't matter. You get about, because remember, beet seeds, if you are actually a cluster of seeds, your germination of those clusters is about 50%. They aren't great, okay? And I've tried all sorts. If I plant them in the garden direct seed, I get 50%. I've found that for me, I'm better off planting them in seed plugs, your little 1.5 by 1.5 little plugs, and then tablespoon scooping those and planting them. Because beets are hard. Don't ask me why. Everybody says, oh, they're so easy. No, they're harder to get germinated. So, and they'll get leggy if you're not careful. You gotta, the best thing I can say is do it in seed trays, keep it close, keep your light within 3 or 4 inches away from it, let it grow. First set of true leaves, not your first leaves, but the first set of true leaves. So your 3rd and 4th leaf on there. Then you can go transplant them, and that little plug, fine, and you'll be better. But you need good soil. Beets are very different than potatoes. Potatoes will grow potatoes actually grow better in crappier soil. Beets need rich soil, lots of compost, grass clippings. You hear me talk about how to prep the garden in the fall. We have a winner, or at least for me. Johnny Finance, 70s band that had the biggest influence on the 80s. Slade, T-Rex, and There's my choice. The Suite. That is who I think is the biggest influence. And if you've never heard of The Suite, go listen to the song Fox on the Run. Go listen to the song Ballroom Blitz. Johnny, congratulations. You and I agree on that one. Slade T-Rex, I'm not going to disagree with, but my opinion, The Suite is the biggest influence. There you go. Country Humans Network. What do I not like about annuities for IRAs? Okay, if you put an annuity, tax-deferred investment into a tax-deferred investment vehicle, which is an IRA, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose. You're paying twice. And I will tell you this as a former financial professional. The only people that make money on annuities are the insurance companies and the brokers. Okay. Put your money in an IRA or a Roth IRA, depending on your tax situation. Okay. I'm not going to tell you one is better than the other because it's different for each person. But annuities you are locking in losses. Let's just tell you that, because you are paying that insurance company over and over and over, and all it's doing is reducing your return. Okay, so if you look at it, you need to get about a 6% return. Well, I'm going to go back. This is 20-year-old, but I mean, you need to get about a 6% return on your annuity through the market to break even, not including inflation. So, yeah, the insurance company is going to make a ton of money off of you. You aren't going to make any. You get a 12% return, which is not normal. Okay. Yeah, you're going to make a little bit of money, but make a hell of a lot more money if you didn't have to pay the insurance company. Kitsy Witty Pinball, am I going to show you how to do any projects concerning prepping soon? Give me an idea what you want me to show. I mean, I have shown you guys so many things. I run out of ideas. I mean, sure, I can show you how to fertilize the garden, how to plant onions. I mean, I've shown you a couple of things about gardening. I'm not going to do something stupid like take apart an air fryer and show you how to fix it. Okay, yippee. If there's something that you want to see me do, ask me. If I have to do it, I'm not going to do it just because I need to do it, or just because somebody wants me to do it. If it's something that, hey, this is a good idea and I need to do it, I'll show you. When I have projects that I do, I'll show you how to do it. But I'm not the one size fits all. I'm not the guru. I've never told anybody whatever I do is what you guys need to do. I do what I need to do. If you want to watch me mow the lawn, okay, this is how you cut your grass. No, I don't think that's going to happen. But if there's an idea that you have, sure, shoot it by me. And if it is something that I could do, need to do, whatever. But if you go back and I've probably done a couple of hundred videos on anything from setting up security. This one's on Rumble. It's still there, better prepping through chemistry. That was one I certainly couldn't put on YouTube. But I mean, gardening videos or I mean, I've got a whole playlist of DIY videos. If there's something that maybe you guys have an idea that I could do, sure. But unless it's something that I need to do, I'm not going to go out and create a project to do just for video. I show you what I do. Craig Lee, have I ever listened to Y&T? Great album in Rock We Trust. Summertime Girls, really? Yeah, trust me, I know the band all too well. ABBA and the Rolling Stones. Honestly, I've really never been a Stones fan. I'm gonna probably lose 100 subscribers here. I was never really a Beatles fan. Maybe I wasn't born in the right time. ABBA, yes, good musical talent. Uh, Great musical talent. Let's put it that way. The Stones, show band, not much musical talent, in my opinion. My opinion. Carolyn Robbins, how do I deal with asparagus beetles? Have no clue. I've never even heard of asparagus beetles, so don't have the problem. PTLCMB, thank you for the giveaways. You are more than welcome. Like I said, I mean, the whole point to this channel is trying to help everybody else. So, me too. What is my last concert? Oh my God, I haven't been to a concert in so long. The last concert I went to was in Vegas, and it was Theory of a Dead Man. Marion Day, just had to throw this out here, and both were way underrated. King's X and Faith No More. Never heard of King's X, and Faith No More I've heard of, but just in passing. Cowgirl for Christ, his last eclipse was in 2017. Okay, so like I said, within the last decade, so right, 7 years. 720D Electric Light Orchestra, ELO. Yeah, ELO was different. I I'd put ELO in the same category as I'd put Pink Floyd or I'd put Queen. What? Because you can't really categorize them. You know, you could say, I mean, honestly, can you say Pink Floyd is a rock band? No. Can you say Queen was a rock band? No. Okay. ELO was kind of the same way, you know, pop, maybe. Okay. ELO, maybe a little bit more toward the disco, maybe the folk. But you can't categorize. They were unique, and that's what made ELO special. You know, Sweet Talking Woman or anything like that. I mean, great music. Just they're not pigeon. You can't pigeonhole them. I mean, and that's what made them good. Ozark Prepper Pinball. I was a DJ. I was a DJ in a heavy metal bar in 1986. Yngwie Malmsteen. Yes, I can pronounce it right because I know the band. Anguish and Fear. One of the greatest guitar songs ever. If you want to go listen to, in my opinion, one of the top 10 guitarists ever, go listen to Yngwie Malmsteen. Okay. And I'm betting you didn't know I know that one. Peaceful Preppers, Southern Rock Rules. I'm not going to disagree with you here. I mean, you guys know I love ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner. Give you one that, a one-hit wonder, the Georgia Satellites, stuff like that. Yes, Stevie Ray Vaughan is one of my all-time favorites for that blues rock. I mean, I remember I lived down in Texas the day Stevie Ray Vaughan died, and it was like when they flew the flags at half-staff, I mean, the entire state was down that day. And those of you guys who live in Texas, you remember that day. I can still remember walking into the living room in my apartment and hearing that on the radio that Stevie Ray Vaughan had died. And it was like my heart just fell out. John Faramelli, George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Which one? Let's see, what do you want? One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Bad to the Bone. God, I remember those. God, one was Thurgood hit. It was what 80. Let's say it was 81, 82 when all of a sudden they went nuts. Yeah, yeah. I remember Thurgood in high school. Yes. Ted Nugent. Yes. Okay. I mean, anybody that doesn't know, God, pick a song. Uh, Cat Scratch Fever, Wang Bang Sweet Poontang. I mean, Nugent never had. Nugent was a lot bigger. I mean, he was. How do you want to put? How could I describe Nugent? He was a B-list rock star. Okay, I he was big for a short time. I mean, he never was the Van Halen or I mean, I put Nugent right there with like Bob Seger or something like that. They were big regionally. Nugent, of course, has kept himself in the uh, spotlight more for his political, but I mean, he had half a dozen big hits, like Ted Nugent. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Off-Grid Living, Ann and Nancy Wilson. Yes, Hart. Yeah, there. Uh, if I had to name the three most influential female rockers ever, okay, or female oriented, and I know people disagree, I'd say Hart, Joan Jett, and Pat Benatar. I know people might say Lita Ford was in there. I don't think so. I don't think Lita Ford ever. I mean, she had a real short run. Uh, you could throw the Pretenders in there, but you had female-led groups, and then you had female groups. And my opinion is Joan Jett and Pat Benatar and Hart led the way for groups like the Bangles or who was the other all-female group? I can't think. The Go-Go's. That was the lead for them. Miss T, the Bangles walk like an. Speaking of the Bangles, walk like an Egyptian. I'll tell you, go listen to a better one. Go listen to their cover of Hazy Days of Winter from Simon and Garfunkel. That's a better Bangles song. Delta Prepper. I was fortunate to go to BB King. Wow. This would be cool. I was fortunate to go to BB King's 70th birthday party at the Orpheum. Saw Buddy Guy, Michael McDonald, Willie Nelson, Boss Skaggs were all there. That would be cool. I'll give you a kick, just a real quick one to throw this one out. If you had a name, the king of rock and roll, okay, not saying Elvis, okay, the one who started rock and roll, betting most of you guys probably come up with the same name. And then you look at 70 years later and you go, white privilege? Think about that for a second. Most of us grew up on rock and roll because a lot of people here on this channel are my age. I mean, it's like 70% of us are 45 and older. Okay, so I'm 10 years older than the youngest. Chuck Berry was a black guy, and we all grew up on rock and roll. But white privilege? Just saying. Okay, think about that one. 8:59, let's see. 1980s Bad Company Rock, another good band. Robert Steffens, the wife and I have seen 2,000 plus bands, damn. And the Rolling Stones in 78 was the first concert, which cost more than $10. Okay. 78, I was 12. I wasn't quite old enough to go to a concert, so I'll give you that. Catwoman, I don't see the Eclipse stopping practice rounds at Augusta. There you go. Mender Mom, I used to speed skate to Rush, Eldenova, Fantasy, and yes, 90215. I remember that one. Or was it? No. Why do I get the TV? 91025. I remember going to see Yes in concert. All right, I'm going to try to find one more here. Blue Oyster Cult. I actually saw them in a bar under the name of Soft White Underbelly, which was hilarious. And last one, Pennsylvania Country Girl. Wait till people want refunds when they're going someplace and it rains and the clouds stop that diamond ring, that shot that they want. Yep, that'll be about it. So, all right, that was fun. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. Go see Jason. Pinball out.